we also had a commit flip from Auburn. And this Auburn run of recruiting, and I'm not a recruiting guy. I do keep track of it, of course. But man, I have been seeing them reeling in top 50 to 100 players over the last couple of weeks, like thinking, what has happened there? They have just come through a windfall. But one guy that they got an original commit on is a top 250 type player, offensive tackle Carde Smith. And the deal on him, as we look at the metrics, it's 6'5", 293 out of the state of Alabama. They're in Mobile, so deep in the South. And he has made his decision to come to USC for now.
It's never a sure thing, right? I mean, that's the one thing we're learning about. It was never really going back. Anyone's been following recruiting for 20 years will tell you that, there's always that last minute sign day flip. Nothing's ever for sure. But I kind of started to lean towards you, Mark, when you said you want to see people, what are the actual numbers on people that stick with these commitments? Because now that it's becoming more of a business, and a lot of contract work's done and a lot of NIL stuff starts going on. I'm wondering how often it's going to happen with the flips. What I do know is that Smith did talk in detail about why he chose USC, and he had glowing comments to make about Coach Henson. He just about the fact that he's and what he thinks he's going to be doing at USC is for where he sees himself at USC. But then he also just talked about how much he didn't want to leave USC. He went there on his trip, and just what a wonderful experience it was. He just didn't want to leave. I know you come out, and these kids do get wowed by these visits, and then they go home and they have months to think about it. But just from his words, it seems like this one appears to be a stick from the family aspect of it. What are your thoughts, Matt?
Well, USC's been victimized by flips engineered by other SEC schools. So to get a few back, like USC had a flip to Georgia commit not that long ago, and now flipping an Auburn commit. I mean, it's a you want to get 4-star offensive linemen however you can. So that's the main thing. And credit Josh Henson for getting some really good work done here. But being able to get a recruiting win over and against SEC schools, and he also was offered by Tennessee and Ole Miss, among others, to get some recruiting wins in the Deep South. That's exactly how you respond to losing some commits to Georgia in late June. It's exactly how you change the narrative. We all know that Oklahoma fans are chirping a lot about Lincoln Riley didn't want to coach in the SEC. And so this is how you come right back at you and shut down that narrative, or at least reduce the prevalence of that narrative. So main thing, big 4-star dude for a future offensive line. But second, Josh Henson putting in some work, getting some results, and third, changing that narrative relative to the SEC. So there's a lot going on here with a very positive story. And of course, keeping in mind, doesn't mean that he's signed. We always have to keep that in the back of our mind. But some really good plot points to contemplate for sure.
And remember, that works both ways, including getting Jaden Perlott, who flipped from, let's not forget this, the linebacker that flipped from Georgia. And so there's flips going both ways. It's not like USC is getting is always the flippy, let's say, right? They've been the flipper in a few situations. And I do believe that if USC plays the defense, I believe they're capable of doing this year, there could be a lot more flipping going on at USC. So as Matt just said, he cautioned, Carde Smith, it's a commitment. It's not, he hasn't signed. And as I've talked to ad nauseum, just because they sign, they can go through all spring practice, and then they're off to the portal because they don't have to sit out. So just seems like nothing's ever set in stone anymore. But this is great news. USC is getting a third lineman. They had two 3-star linemen. They had interior with Willie Wasker and the Vicona from here in California. So they had got two 3-star guys. Now they have a 4-star guy. And I mean, some of USC's best linemen in recent past have been 3-star guys. So you guys don't get hung up on 3-star, 4-star, this and that. A lot of our guys that came in as 3 stars have worked out just fine in recent years. And I again, like Matt and I go back and forth on, this is that year. This is a year for Henson to show us are we going to have traction in the trenches? And boy, are we going to have the opportunity to going into the Big Ten with some of these defenses?
I think Matt and I were smirking because Matt didn't know whether he was going to come after you were going to come after Matt on the Henson deal, or you were going to go the other path and bait me to start rolling out the 4 and 3 star NFL draft percentages.
Yep, I thought we were going to have another star fight. Yep, thank God we didn't.
No, not tonight.
Not tonight. We'll say that for a little bit later.
We'll save that for the off season. It's football season. We're in football mode. Here we go. And
well, just really quickly, I know you're going to bring up that point about NFL players and stuff, but I mean, who's USC's best offensive lineman this year?
I wasn't going to bring up anything.
I'm just saying, Jonah Monheim, folks, was a 3-star. So I'm just telling you, yes, 5 stars. But I'll tell you another thing, Mark. We've had a number of 5-star guys coming to USC, especially on the lines that, well, they just didn't contribute ever. So I know that the numbers weigh out, but at the end of the day, people getting hung up with this guy's a 3-star, this guy's a 4-star. It's all about development. And then, like, if you were listening to me a minute ago, the development at USC, the coaching staff, the position coaches they have now at USC, the both sides of ball, I believe, is the coordinators are going to let these guys shine. So I'm not concerned about a 3-star here, a 4-star there.
I'm right there with you, Tim. JJ Watt was a 2-star, everyone. There you go. Go out and get those 2 stars. Round them up. Jeff Rodriguez, one of our big guns here at the Voice of College Football, the USC channel. Jeff, thank you so much for that. And Jeff corrected me, although I don't know that Jeff knew how to pronounce. I probably did. Carde Smith.
Yeah.
Carde Smith. So I messed up on that. I should have known. There's an E at the end. But yes, Carde Smith. And hopefully we will say his name for years to come in Cardinal and Gold.